balance sheets and slow regulatory government clearances are some of the oldest problems the infrastructure space has been dogged down by. Solutions to these problems are part of the sector's budget 2016 wish list. CNBC TV 8's Navin Shetty reports this year players, especially those in roads, have a new and far more pressing demand, a solution to the rising litigation.
IRB Budget 2016, now or never, on the CNBC network.
The National Highways Authority of India has been set a Herculean task. It has to lay over 30 kilometers per day in FY16, spending over 1.6 lakh crore rupees in the bargain. And FY17 targets are expected to be steeper. But here's the problem. The NHAI is involved in 112 legal disputes with infrastructure companies. Disputes that are valued at over 25,000 crore rupees. And unless these legal disputes are settled or disposed of, NHAI's target will be in jeopardy. Experts say one reason for this surge in disputes is that India has poorly defined arbitration clauses and an inability to identify the defaulting party in terms of contractual obligations, which leads to a he said, she said kind of situation. They hope Finance Minister Arun Jaitley's Budget 2016 will lay down the framework to reduce this burden of litigation.
There's a huge amount of disputes pending in arbitration matters or disputes between the contractors in the past, the concessionaires and the government. And that is so high that needs to be released, because the construction industry, the infra sector, they do not have much of capacity. They are over leveraged. So if basically when they get their disputes settled, and now with the new Arbitration Act, and that process can be expedited, a lot of that resources can come back into the system to the banks can start to again lending and support the projects, support these companies, and the revival can be much faster. So that is one suggestion which is very critical to make that happen.
Players say this should not be too difficult for the Finance Minister. After all, the recently released Kelkar Committee report recommends the formation of a project review committee to solve legacy issues and an infrastructure adjudication tribunal to hear all infra-related litigations. Envisaged as one step below the apex court in terms of powers, this tribunal will help expedite the dispute redressal process.
The committee has also said that such a tribunal should be set up through an act of the parliament. So the process for setting up of the tribunal, empowering it, enabling it to set up multidisciplinary committee as recommended by the committee, all of that could be well put in place as part of this budget.
Players are hopeful they will see some positive action in Budget 2016, given the government's repeated assurances that reviving the infrastructure sector is a top priority. In Mumbai with Navin Shetty, Alexander Matthew.